Yeah, man, this is really good beer though. Like, I don't know if I want to take that chance.
Don't waste it. Okay. Welcome to Strength in Gaming. I'm Samson Lancaster, and today I am joined with Sal Giga Chad Madrigal.
Hey, Giga Chad.
And once again, Sublyminality, aka Subly.
Hey.
And it's been a while since we've had a guest on the show, and it's been a really long while since we've had Jenay on the show. And first of all, I think she's a vampire because she looks exactly the same. It's been nearly 10 years. Like it's been 8 something years since we've had you on the show. Welcome back, fellow gamer and gaming parent and awesome person, Jenay Fodness. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm glad you wanted to invite me back. After the first time, I thought I might have scared you guys away, and you never want to talk to me again.
Years. It's been 8 years, and you're like, oh, they fucking hate me at this point. Sal, are you okay there?
I'm dying, bro.
Don't die.
Don't die too hard.
Be strong.
Die quietly.
I don't want to have to be a witness.
Yeah. So you're okay there.
It's just because we're awkward. That's why our cycle for asking guests back is like very
well. We also just
that makes sense now.
A lot of stuff happened, and we haven't really had guests on the show at all. But yeah, so welcome back, and we're going to start the show off with some news, some video game news, and then we're going to interview you and catch up. So again, welcome back. Sal, Giga Chad Sal, if you're done choking, do you want to start us off with the news?
I might be choking a little bit
after the show.
Suck, though. Let's start off with the Nintendo Direct Mini that they showed a couple of weeks ago, right?
A lot of games.
Last week's. Yeah, that was, man, there wasn't much, honestly, to be honest. It was a lot of like crossover stuff, like Nier coming to that, and all of the Persona games like 4
coming
5.
to Switch.
Yeah, they're coming to Switch, which is they showed some Monster Hunter stuff on. They're porting over they're porting over a lot of old DS games and stuff. They're finally starting to dip into that, right? They're porting over all the Mega Man Net Battler
forever.
Yeah, but that's good, right? Eventually they'll get to like Castlevania. That's the one I'm looking forward to, is when they bundle all the old Castlevania games and release them on Switch, because then I could play from the toilet, right? Like Symphony of the Night or whatever.
Take it with you.
Yeah. It'll give me a little something extra to do instead of just looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Multitask.
But then your ass is gonna fall asleep when you get into it.
They showed Bomberman. The new Bomberman game looks like it might be good.
I'm a fucking mark. I'm a sucker for Bomberman games. I loved all the Bomberman games, especially I think the peak was Super Bomberman. I know that they're still calling it Super Bomberman, even though it's not Super Nintendo. Super Bomberman R2 it has a new mode. The castle mode sounds interesting. It's got that sort of like asymmetrical style PvP where one person is defending a castle against a bunch of other players. And it's Bomberman, so I mean, even if it just had just the regular Bomberman play that we had on the Switch with new graphics and stuff, I'd still mark out for it.
Yeah, those were always fun, right? Especially like couch co-op, because you can screw people over that are sitting right next to you.
Couch PvP.
Yeah, that was always fun. I don't know how well it'll work over the network, right? Because of the way Nintendo does their audio. You have to have your phone running to be able to talk to other people.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do that, yeah, that would be weird. It'd probably be better off just like setting up Discord on your phone or something. Be better. Well,
it's the same thing. It'd be the same thing.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing, but I don't know. Audio, like I feel like it would still be an in-person like couch, style game rather than. I think it'd be better that way because you just have. Like a party game, just like have multiple controllers on your Switch. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you could do that. But who has friends over nowadays, right?
No, nobody does.
Who has friends?
Yeah, who has friends? Period.
Friends. Like I have enemies I keep close. I have friends.
Sometimes those are better than friends, though.
Yeah. Well, then there's frenemies. I like frenemies. In PvP games, I have a lot of frenemies.
Angry sex friends.
Angry
look at each other intensely.
Frenemies with benefits. Is that what that is?
Let's see, what else did they show off? Oh, they showed off some Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is kind of like Stardew Valley and what's that other Horizons one, that Animal Crossing, My Time in Portia type of gameplay with Disney instead of
there's a new one of those out too. I don't know if it's on Switch yet, but there's a like a sequel to My Time in Portia. Yeah,
there is. Meh.
Yeah,
I mean, people love like Kingdom Hearts or stuff like that. I'm sure they'll enjoy this because it has all the Disney wingdings
and Zingbats, Dingbats.
They also showed off Sonic Frontiers on the Switch, and it looks like shit. Like, come on, it's a glorified phone. Of course they're not going to be able to.
Yeah, because when we saw that earlier, it was on what was it, just on PC or what was it on? I remember PC. Yeah, no, PC. That's not that's the biggest problem with Switch. Actually, a fucking phone is probably, you can't even see my phone because of filters.
Yeah, then the newer
phone is probably better
powerful
than a Switch, power wise. But that's never been their strong suit, right? Especially with handhelds. Like they have a specific niche, and they really shouldn't try.
Yeah, they don't deviate from that, bro.
Yeah, don't deviate. Like, don't try to put games that require heavy graphics onto your platform. It's dumb. Like, there's no point in getting a port unless you're Eddie and you're cool with having XCOM with glitches in it, because you're really a fan of XCOM anyway, and you want to play it on the shitter, like Sal said earlier. I don't think you should get. I mean, I don't know if you should get Sonic Frontiers anyway.
No, I don't understand how Sonic open world is supposed to work.
No, it looked kind of cool on PC, but no.
Well, it's the Unreal Engine 5 that they're using, which is, how are you going to run that on a phone, right?
Not even a phone,
no
Switch.
There's no way. Not even a phone, I mean, if it had one of the newer Tegra chips that have better graphics, but it doesn't. It got Tegra 1, which was outdated like 8 years ago. It was already outdated. So here's an old memory card.
Yeah, they need the Catra 10 or whatever fucking weird name they have for microchips now, or CPUs, GPUs.
Yeah, but most of their stuff was like ports. Like Nier did not look good, dude. Nier looks amazing on PC. It was one of my favorite games, and then I saw it on the Switch when they showcased it. I was like,
why?
Well, the Switch needs kind of a more like simple art style. Like, look at Breath of the Wild. The art is very simplistic, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful art.
Like Cuphead. But that'd be fun.
Yeah, Cuphead is fine on Switch. Nothing too demanding.
Well, you have to get good with the movements, right? I don't know if Nintendo players are all that good.
Are all that good? Nintendo fans. Dissing Nintendo fans now.
Yeah. And then
Eddie's a Nintendo fan.
Exactly. My point. How many times did he get us killed on Frontier?
Bruh. And 7 days. Remember when I asked him, I was like, I had like a simple question to ask him. I don't even know if it was related to the game. I was just like, Eddie, and he was like, what? I was like, we were streaming, and I was like, bro, are you okay? He started laughing.
Just kept dying.
He just kept dying in 7 days. He was having a hard time of it. I mean, to be fair, as a beginner in that game, I set it to the minimum of Warrior, I think, which is like the third level of.
Yeah, this shit's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, but that's how it's boring otherwise. But anyways,
and then they're porting over Pac-Man World. Their
work.
Repack. It's called Repack.
Repack.
I mean, that one was fine, but like the one that's the best one out of those games was Miss Pac-Man and Maze Madness from the Dreamcast. That one was really good. It was fun. That one needs a remake, or at least a port to something else other than Dreamcast.
Yeah, because who has a fucking Dreamcast anymore?
I have one that's modded, but I don't ever.
Well,
touch
obviously you do, but we know no one else does.
Yeah, nobody else. I don't ever play it. But everything else was like me. Okay. Monster Hunter. Some new
RPGs. And there's so many Monster Hunter games.
But this was more for the indie stuff, right? Indie, quote unquote, indie. There's some high. It's for partners. I guess that's what it is. Partnership.
Switch partners. Nintendo partners.
Some stuff was good. Most of it was meh. Oh, it's a port. Yay. We need more of those.
Yeah.
Maybe they should port over. Ooh, they should port over Cyberpunk.
I almost died. I was muting myself to cough, and then he said that, and I almost died.
Everybody's asking for it, dude. That's like the top.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It might be the one platform it actually works on.
Right?
It's like top trending thing on Reddit.
Somehow it works. Obviously,
it would Switch.
It would look like, N64. No, you know what? The Switch can't even run N64 games. So
no,
they look terrible.
Not very good. Mario. I wanted to play Mario and I couldn't play Mario because it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's
Mario
bad.
64, dude. That's an amazing game. I can't play it on a glorified phone.
Or not. It's not even a glorified phone. Honestly, it's a dumbed down phone.
Yeah, it's a Pixel 3. I think it's a Pixel 3.
As much as a phone.
It was a Pixel 3. Yeah, when it came out, it was a Pixel 3.
I have a Pixel 4, and that's old. Pixel 4 XL, and it's old now. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's enough about Nintendo. What else have we got in there?
That's all I have to say about that. Let's see. Oh, teabagging. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it sexual harassment?
No. The article said that somebody claimed that it was sexual assault.
Yeah, assault.
Now, I can agree to one thing. In real life, without consent, if you dip your testicles in somebody's mouth multiple times, or even once for that matter, that's sexual assault. Yes, that's what that is. That's actually what that is.
I think we all agree on that one.
It's a special kind, I guess, that you only do with your friends, apparently. But
your frenemies with
in a video game, to be clear, I guess. I mean, you do it in every video game. Every video game I played where you can crouch is teabagging, and it's like the point down in Dark Souls. It's just a taunt. It's just and it's not, and there's no physical anything to it. I think that's one of the things that pisses me off about this the most is that at some point we got to a point where people think words are violence. Where if you say something, it's actual, like it should be considered actual violence. I mean, if you look the definition up, that's not how it works. But honestly, I feel like this was just somebody it was like a Reddit thread or a Steam review or something that said something to just start something and it went viral. Nobody actually believes this. I mean, well,
there's a small
that's not true.
There's going to be some people.
Yeah,
there are people that like to be triggered, and that's definitely something that probably triggers them. And honestly, for those people, I don't feel like PvP would be your thing anyway. Like I don't think that's a good idea for you because PvP is about
really thick skin.
It's about making the other person on the other side of the computer go, fuck, god damn it,
lose their
bastard.
Shit and just start crying.
Exactly.
I mean, I do have to admit, back when I used to play a lot more PvP, the reasons that I stopped playing, of all the reasons, teabagging was not one of them.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Are you positive? Sure. Okay. Yeah. What was the real reason?
The real reason, and actually most of it wasn't even against me, but witnessing how people treated other gamers. We're supposed to be like a big welcoming, like we want everybody to enjoy themselves, have a good time. And, it turned into, at one point it was mostly like that, but then like the longer I played, the more communities were just absolutely terrible. Somebody's not doing
toxic.
Good. Instead of giving them tips and supporting them, they're just like
Oh yeah, that's multiplayer now.
So
that's
that does suck. And in certain games where I do a lot of PvP, I like to if someone just gets triggered and gets pissed off and threatens my life or my family's lives or whatever, I just smile and wave and say, "See you next time I fucking kill you." You know what I mean? But if they say, "Wait, how did you do that?" I'll be like, "Okay, look, this is exactly how I did this. And you can do it too. You should join us and we'll go trigger people together." So it's like, it's for the people that can't handle it. It's one thing to just like be triggered and stop playing, but it's another thing to like actually, one of the things that I never do, I never ever do as a troll and as a PvPer and whatever is I do not use hate speech. I do not threaten people's lives or, threaten sexual assault or anything like that, which people do.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not something that I do, but I do enjoy making the people that do those things. I do enjoy ruining their day.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, and that's understandable and acceptable. And I can see that.
And if all I got to do is like, after and Subly can attest to this, after maybe we escaped from a Huntress. You remember?
Yes.
Dead by Daylight Huntress. Somebody was really angry that day. A little teabagging at the exit. It was warranted. So because obviously that person was mad.
Yeah.
So like
they were having a bad day. So,
but then afterwards, if they're still toxic, whatever, report them for hate speech if they say hate speech or whatever. But like if they apologize or if they just go, like, man, I had a shitty day, then maybe we'll talk it out. Whatever. That's how I feel about the community. But like when you come in with that toxic bullshit, expect to be raked over the coals.
Sure. And well, that's how it should be. It's just at the time there wasn't anybody raking these guys over the coals. They were just doing what they wanted, getting away with it, being a dick to everybody. And you'd think they'd run out of people to play with, but apparently not.
No, there's a lot of them out there. And it also depends on the game. And what's really funny is, and this will foreshadow for later, but the last time we had you on the show, we were talking about Gamergate. That was a thing like 8 years ago. I recall
that, yes.
But anyway, teabagging, it's not sexual assault, and I think to get a little serious here, when you when you try to adapt something or change something like that, and you really take away focus from like actual issues, like it's not cool. Like you're taking away focus from like actual sexual assault, right? That is fucked up. Like focus on stopping
or other
preventing
toxic behavior
or other games. Toxic behavior. Yeah, like
right.
Like there's much worse like than teabagging, like we just said, like toxic behavior, like threatening people's lives, threatening sexual assault, threatening in general, just being a terrible person and not being accepting of people that are willing to change or anything like that. Like it's especially because you would think that a lot of these people are like 12-year-olds, but they're not, and they're
mentally 12 years old.
Sad. Yeah,
they are,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the actual 12-year-olds are usually a little bit more mature than that.
Yeah, and those people really deserve the teabagging, so we can't get rid of it. Like it's meant for those people. And then there's like not to use DBD again, but there's the camaraderie of like when you were playing against a ghost face, and like it's like a thing where like,
he can crouch too, and so you can crouch dance with him.
Yeah, you can do the crouch dance, and yeah, or like booping.
I loved it. It made, if Ghostface would dance with me, it made my day. Like, yeah, it was the best thing ever.
And then also, because I'm a dick, you could do that and then kill people when they least expect it to be an asshole. But you know, it also depends on the day or whatever. But like, you know, if I might even apologize after doing something like that, but still, I would never, you know, I don't know. I think it's silly, and I think honestly, it's just it's something that went viral because someone decided to say the thing, but also it is true. I have to admit, I have met people, not just online, but in real life, that would consider that what it really isn't.
We call those people mentally ill. Moving on.
I'm mentally ill. Anyways,
I don't know if you guys have seen any kind of like trailers or anything for the day before. It was like a zombie survival horror game, kind of like The Division, with zombies in it. It looks like an acid flip of The Division, right? They just copied over The Division. Anyways, so the game has been kind of in a weird, shady kind of state. It was supposed to come out this year, it got pushed back to next year. The development for it was kind of iffy, like if it was going to go forward or not. And then now there's even more. The two guys that are making the game are basically asking people to be work for free, right? They're calling them volunteers. They're volunteering their time.
Crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Let's do a contest for our logo.
They have full volunteers, which are the guys that get paid. And they got part-time volunteers, which are not, they're getting like some benefits, like, oh, we'll give you a code.
Exposure
and a code to the game when it comes out, right?
Can somebody explain to me what is a volunteer that gets paid?
Right?
It's called an employee.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sounds like tax evasion to me.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Hey, we're giving him donations. We're not actually paying him a salary, so they can't.
Oh, fuck off with that.
They can't get any kind of benefits, right? If they're here in the United States, they have to pay their employees with like benefits and other stuff. But yeah, it's. I mind you, it raised a lot of money when it was kickstarted. So I'm wondering if they're trying to do this to get past all the money that they burned already for a game that looks exactly like The Division. What the fuck else is gonna be going on in the background, right? It's bad enough they're asking for volunteers to work for free, and then just give them a fucking code to the game when it's done.
I mean, like, what if the game isn't even done? Like, what if they don't get done? Then you don't even get the.
You didn't get nothing.
It looks from what I saw, it looks like one of those games where they're biting off more than they can chew, but it also looks beautiful on RTX NVIDIA cards. Mm-hmm. But I saw in the article something about being a ripoff of Last of Us, and I didn't feel any Last of Us in there at all. No. Like, that was just a fucking what's the term?
Clickbait.
Thank you. That's exactly the term. It's just a clickbait title because there was no. It's a zombie game, and it looked really.
Maybe it's the point of view of the character.
I was thinking it was the actual. What do you want to call it? The advertising art, like the cover arts, whatever you want to call that.
Yes, I could see that. I think
that's kind of more what they're going at. The game itself, not really.
Yeah,
the logo and stuff of it.
Maybe it's just like a marketing thing. That's what it is. It's just a marketing ploy, and a lot of people do that.
It seems like this is
going to be a logo that looks exactly like this logo, so people will be fucking.
Make it look similar to like the Marvel intro. Can you make it look like that? Or
shit. We love you, Pangeekery. Oh, that was I think that was intended, but that it looks cool, but it's probably gonna.
I'd be very, very leery of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like the practices that they're doing with their volunteers.
Yeah, it's shitty.
It sounds like it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be. Whether or not it's finished is one thing. Who considers it finished? But it sounds like. I mean, y'all remember No Man's Sky? I mean, No Man's Lie. at first it was horrible because they were pushed so hard to get it out, and the concept was way more than they could deliver in the time. So
now it's great. Now it's awesome game.
Now it's an awesome game. Fantastic. Yeah, but how many fucking years later?
It took them 2 years. 2 years to write that ship. What was that one? The one dude that we had the indie elevator pitch, Randy.
Randy.
It was Tacoma Galaxy or something like that.
I actually have it right here. Tacoma Universe.
Yeah, from what he was trying to explain of what he wanted
episodes
from the game, and we're like, whoa, that's a lot of shit to have. And then he tried pulling that. Can we get some volunteers?
Yeah,
to work on our game, and he fucking flushed it.
I mean, it worked for this podcast, but it doesn't work for anything.
Yeah. But well, technically, we get paid in ketchup packets.
Fancy. Oh no, sorry. Only Cat gets fancy ketchup packets.
Yeah. What?
But we've discussed this, Sal. We're completely open about our salaries on this show. It's ketchup packets.
I want
Cat gets fancy ketchup packets.
But yeah,
and then somebody's like, "Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah, you guys get paid.
You're not on the part-time volunteer system yet.
Yeah, you're not.
It sounds like a pyramid scheme. Honestly, it sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Oh God!
Wait, do we get a code?
Yes, we get it. For what I don't know, but yeah, the code. Yeah. Oh, it's silly.
So, God of War Ragnarok trailer officially released.
That looks
so excited. It looks so good.
It was a teaser though. I don't know if I'd call that a trailer. It was like not even a minute long, I don't think.
Hey, teasers now are just the fucking words Elder Scrolls 6. Full trailers are 10 seconds of in-game
They did us dirty with Fallout 76, and then Elder Scrolls 6 was just a bullshit.
That's a teaser.
Pipe dream.
Hey, we'll eventually get to play it in 2035. So if you can live long enough past the apocalypse, you might be able to play it.
I think I might be able to do it. I think we can. You know, we're preppers. No, not really. But like, I think we'll figure it out.
So, man, it looks good. I'm really, really excited for when it comes to PC because I don't have.
I mean, has God of War ever disappointed?
You just need Cat to go out of town.
The old ones,
and then you can play it.
Yeah, I'll have to burn through it in like 10 hours, which I think the game is probably
tell
going to be
Suki
like 60.
Suki, no.
No ball, I'm playing.
That's right. It's PS5. It's exclusive, right?
Yeah, it's exclusive. Yeah. So eventually it'll come out on PC. But it's amazing. I can't wait for the boy. And then they Sam linked nine up and coming survival games.
Yeah, so there's 9 games that are releasing, I think, this year. But I only a few of them looked really good and are of note. And I would say not the best of them, but Sons of the Forest 2. The Forest was definitely an interesting game, and this looks more intense than the Forest, Sons of the Forest. But I also feel like I didn't give the original Forest a fair shake. I think Eddie liked it more than I did. I think it's maybe it's a better multiplayer game than it is solo, because I don't know if it's because it's hard or if I just got in the original Forest. I got tired of waking up in the fucking cave after being kidnapped by the cannibal dudes again, like for the 5th time. I was like, this is stupid. Can we change this mechanic? Because it's really dumb. Like, can I just die and reload my game? Like, why do I have to do this? And then I do want to point out Above Snakes, because that was an interesting looking game. It had some populist vibes and a very, very heavy, like, native or indigenous people's like overtones, but it reminded me of populist. It was like the
beginning.
You mean populist? The beginning. Yeah, but also the original Populous, just because it had this like interesting exploration mechanic where you got to choose what the next tile of land was. That was interesting. So it sort of has like the Populous, like the god effect, where you are able to sort of manipulate the land on the fly.
You better quit with that, because you're gonna summon Peter Molyneux. And
fucking Peter Molyneux.
I don't have the strength to fight him off this time.
That's a callback that I don't even think anybody else understood just now. Not even
people understand Peter Molyneux.
Forever Skies looked like it'd be really cool, futuristic, but it was also you're flying around in a blimp in like some planet where I guess maybe the surface of the planet is mostly inhabitable or uninhabitable, and it had some Myst vibes, but I also fear that the content would be lacking with it.
Yeah, it's kind of pigeonholed itself. It's kind of almost like the Raft, but you're floating.
Yeah, exactly. But
a lot of those futuristic ones, like with it's Ark. Like Ark,
yeah,
very tiring after a little while.
Retreat to Enon basically looked like an Ark rip-off with no dinosaurs. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, no, it needs dinosaurs. Like, that was the only thing that was cool about Ark.
Mm-hmm. And then they showed they have Nightingale on there. That
Nightingale.
one looks probably the most promising out of all of them.
Yeah, I liked really Nightingale. Good. Survival games aren't usually like my jam. Deal. I mean, 7 Days has been a lot of fun, but I like it more like with people. I wouldn't play it alone type deal. Nightingale, though, I really liked the aesthetic of it being like Victorian.
It was beautiful. There was this whole like fae fantasy.
that
one I would actually consider doing solo.
I'm a huge fan of fairies. If nobody, it's this arm. There's a fairy on this arm, and there's a fairy on this arm. And it looked beautiful, and I don't know as if there are very many like fantasy survival games, so it might have a good niche for itself. I guess you could argue that what's it called? Don't Starve, the Don't Starve series. Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together.
That's kind of fantasy.
It's kind of fantasy, but it's a little more like Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah.
And most survival games are horror, and this still looks like it's got some horror elements. But Nightingale looked really pretty. I hope that it doesn't lack for content, and that it's interesting enough, because it also gave me some Oblivion vibes.
It has support up to 10 players, which is also great for if you want to play with friends. Because that 4 or 5 player limit, sometimes you have a big group of people that want to play.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why like 7 Days to Die so much.
Yeah, you just have as many as you want. Yeah,
playing. Yeah, like on the server. And Nightingale looks like I feel like when Nightingale comes out, that might be something that we would like to marathon. I think that'd be a cool thing if we all played that game, because I'm a mark for fairies and the fae.
Cat would be fantasy. Cat would be into it.
That's true.
Yeah. They have Frostpunk 2 on here, which is it's not a survival game. It's basically just a city builder.
Yeah, that was I didn't even bother with that one when I looked at
set in dystopian times. That's
PC Gamer's fault on that article there.
Yeah, that's like why is this on here? This is more like The Sims.
Yeah.
Than a survival game. Occupying Mars. Yeah, that's another one of those it has strong No Man's Sky vibes.
Yeah. I think it's time to catch up with Jenay. I think is what time it is. We've had enough news.
I'm a dangerous time.
Yes, you are dangerous and badass. I remember the last time we were on the show. That's a lie. I listened to the fucking episode again. That's why.
It's okay. I remember though, because I didn't get to be on that many podcasts. I think like 3.
Oh yeah. Well, wait. Oh yeah, because you had your own.
Yep.
You had your own podcast.
Yes, I did count mine.
And then you had Game and Awe.
Yep.
Game and Awe.
That's an old callback. That podcast died a long time ago. And for some reason, I don't think any of the hosts like us anymore.
Aw.
I don't know what that was about. But
it's probably
this isn't about gaming on.
Whipped it out.
What? So, Jenay, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Probably can't even see it.
Kolsch.
Okay. So it's a
Country
Take
Mile.
16 Country Mile Kolsch. Take 16 is one of our local breweries. They're actually, so I'm in South Dakota. They're actually in Minnesota, but it's like a 15-minute drive. And yeah, I love supporting my local breweries.
The Midwest, right? Or whatever. Everything's 15-minute drive.
That's very weird to me. Like 15 minutes, you're in another state. Here, it takes you a couple hours to get across.
Well, the fun part is... go ahead.
No, you're fine.
It takes 5.5 hours to get to the other side of the state.
Oh, so you're right on the edge.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Well, what kind of notes do you get off of that beer?
What kind of notes? I mean, it's a Kolsch. It doesn't notes.
It doesn't have any
drunk.
No, I'm just kidding. This one, it doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's exactly like I don't know what you want to say. Like it's not going to give you any of like the strong hops or anything like that. It's a nice mellow summer beer. It's basically drinking flavored water.
Bright and refreshing.
So it's for a hot summer day.
Oh,
you need a refreshment. It's hydration. It's hydration.
There are much better Kolsch's out there that are gonna taste better, but this one's definitely good for, if you're gonna put down a lot on a hot day.
It's good for day drinking, is what you're saying.
Oh, definitely good for day drinking.
Day drinking.
Wake up at 8 a.m. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna have you all day.
Say hi to your mother for me. That's what it sounded like.
Hey, Kolsch, you're a beer, huh? That's weird. Say hi to your mom for me. And you crack it open and drink it.
Oh man. So it's been a really long time since you've been on the show. Almost 8 years. I think I tried to do math earlier and my brain wasn't, and it's definitely not going to work now to do math, but it was close to 8 years. 2014.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago though.
It doesn't. And it was apparently that. I looked at the records. It said that there's a date when the episode was released.
That's because as you get older, your time just blurs, right? It's like it was 25 years ago.
What even is time?
I don't know.
Concept.
I don't know what time is. But that was like I said earlier, that was back when Gamergate was a thing. But do you have any like major updates since then that for our listeners? Because I like first of all, everybody, you should go back and listen to episode 27 if you can find it. I think the only way to get it now is to go to our website, strengthandgaming.com, hit the archive button and scroll. I'm gonna add the search function back in. I'll add the search function back in. But episode 27, and listen to that episode. It was back when Bubba was on the show. Bubba was our training wheels. And I was just telling my wife earlier, like I listened to that episode and I was like, wow, I was such a bad host. I was just terrible as an interviewer. And she was like, don't be so hard on yourself. I was like, no, it was bad.
No, I agree with her. I think you're being a little too hard on yourself. It wasn't that bad.
It was terrible. No, but I mean, we had a great time and it was a fun episode. And and we've been friends online since then. So like, do you have any major updates you want to share with the listeners?
I mean, nothing that exciting.
I'll give you some strong Bubba vibes. There you go.
You're about to make me choke on my whiskey.
Hey, everybody, I'm Bubba.
You are a bald Mexican.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. That was something you would always say, dude. He'd be like texting me because that was back in the day when we recorded in this room physically. And we had you, Jenay, on a computer remote.
I'm actually a computer. That's why that's the only way you've seen me.
Yeah, you are a computer. Obviously, that's not an update. That's a reveal. But yeah, and he would always just say, "I'm coming in hot," which I think meant that he was, because he would open the door and he'd already be drinking a beer. So like, I'm like, okay. Rolling Rock was his jam.
Oh, Rolling Rock, solid.
From the waters of Latrobe. It's like Rolling Rock. I Rolling Rock was like, I think it's the cheapest beer in existence, to be honest.
Not anymore.
And it wasn't that bad.
It's not the cheapest, just really close.
Really close. Okay. But I remember in my like teen drinking days, waking up after a bender, and there'd still be an open half drank bottle of Rolling Rock on the nightstand or something, and I would just be like, yeah, it's good. I'll just
hair of the dog, man.
It actually still tasted okay. So I mean,
still tastes like it did the night before.
So you try.
Cold, warm,
exactly,
hot, tastes the same.
But sorry, did you answer the question? I feel like
oh no, not new stuff. Still gaming, still momming. So my wardrobe has changed. I just have workout clothes and mom clothes now. And as all my friends who are not moms have informed me, I don't have any hoe clothes anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. You know what? Me too. I gave away my last fishnet shirt to my former best friend a long time ago. So I don't have any more hoe clothes either.
Yeah, my hoe clothes, those wore out long ago.
It honestly,
never get replaced.
After the piercings, the fishnet shirt was not comfortable. So it was no.
It was a game changer.
His was like a onesie, so it was up his butt. So
no.
The Prince Albert kept getting caught.
That's not
hate
what
it when that happens.
No, that's what it was. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
That's not what it meant. But okay.
I know where all the skeletons are buried.
Yeah, and so does everybody else.
Apparently up your ass.
All you have to do is listen to all these episodes, and the FBI knows. Like, it's easy. The NSA, all of them. I've been vetted. As a gamer parent, what are some of your Jenay, by the way, what are some of your favorite video games to play with your daughter?
Okay, so the plus and minus of that, my daughter, she is almost all grown up now. She is 16. So I don't get to play video games with her anymore. And that's sad. But we used to play a lot of stuff together. She used to love Minecraft. And that's a really great option where, you know, both of you can play together, work together, build together. So we did a lot of that. Stardew Valley, when they came out with the multiplayer option, we played that a little bit, but that was starting to get to the point where she's like, Mom, I don't want to play games with you anymore.
Oh,
yeah, I know, it's sad. And
like a dagger in the heart, right?
It was.
Right. The kid doesn't want to play with me no more.
Like, it's bad enough when they tell you that you're not cool, and then it's like I don't even want to secretly play games with you anymore. It's like, aw.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then Little Big Planet games we used to play a lot.
Oh, I love those games. Yeah.
Those are fun.
Those are really fun. But yeah, now she's all the games she wants to play are with her friends. What is it? I don't even remember what she plays anymore.
Roblox.
It's not Roblox.
Sorry. My niece plays that, and I think she's too old for it. She needs to play something else. But what is she like into PvP or something? Like,
oh, so she is a little bit into PvP. But a lot of it, I think her and her friends play like solo games, but they play like the same game at the same time, okay. And then talk
like
to each other.
Our podcast.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
She should start a podcast about video games with you.
I don't think she would go for that. Like, my child is very how do I say it? In person, she's very like standing up for people and connects with people really well, but she wants nothing to do with being on camera, being on audio. Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
But she's okay with being behind the camera.
Okay, then she should help you film your new podcast or show.
Well, I mean, she kind of helped me get this all set up this time since I haven't done this in 8 years.
Well, she did a really good job. Mom, thank you.
You're such a technological troglodyte. I can't believe you don't know how to do this.
Your audio sounds great. You look great on camera. So perfect.
Well, I'll let her know you said thanks.
Yeah. And, you know, if she's interested in starting something, you know, we have resources. Yeah. It's fun. Like,
probably make it easier. Well, she's not, does she like social media a lot, like TikTok and stuff like that? Or
a little bit. She
that's good that she's not
TikTok,
really into that though.
Right. She's not really like participating in it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
At least you got that.
For now.
I'm probably too old for that.
We got a couple years left. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully we got a couple years left.
Right? Like
at this point, cross your fingers.
Yeah, right. But, seriously. But so since I didn't realize how real this line of questioning would be until we got into it here.
Surprise.
But since apparently you know, she doesn't want to play games with you anymore. What is your current game that you like to play solo?
So I am a sucker for going back and playing Fallout New Vegas constantly.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love that
fantastic game. Best one in the series, really.
By far, it is.
I mean, I have to disagree with Subly, but yes, Fallout is amazing. I love Fallout, except for we don't talk about 76.
No, I actually didn't get into 76. That one didn't sell me.
I tried the beta and it was terrible.
Right?
It was everything of 4 that I didn't like, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
And on top of that, they put the game out and there's no NPCs. And then later you can buy content with NPCs. So you have to pay for your NPCs. Like, no.
No, it was bad. And I was at the E3, the last in-person E3 that I was at. It was the last in-person E3 before the pandemic. And I went to the 76 booth and it was just crickets. I felt bad for the people standing there.
I guess they were getting paid to just stand there, right? I think they where they fucked up is where
I guess
the setting,
they would be getting paid.
Setting.
I was at E3 in a volunteer because I was volunteering for Extra Life. So my brain doesn't think that, but yeah, they were probably getting paid to stand there, which is actually probably not a bad gig at all because they got to go to fucking E3. So I should have felt sorry for them. But
afterwards they went next door and played with some actual games.
Well, yeah, they went next door to the fucking Wolfenstein exhibit, which was fucking amazing. It was a goddamn 50s diner that they built inside of the E3 in the convention center. They built a 50s diner where inside the 50s diner they had PCs set up for playing Wolfenstein. I don't remember which one that was, but yeah, it was Bethesda. You done fucked up, and they're continuing to fuck up. But Fallout series is one of my favorite of all time. I was just talking to somebody about that recently, and I think I think my favorite was Fallout 3.
3 is a good one.
Everybody else really likes New Vegas. But again, New Vegas is the only one that I didn't finish. So y'all can pull my gamer card if you like.
You didn't defeat the Kaiser?
No, I didn't defeat the Kaiser.
What a dick.
I would recommend finishing it though.
Ooh,
it's fantastic.
I need to go back. I will start it over because I love those games. And
now with the modding community being so big,
I think in that one
game,
that was the one where
you can get some really great mods for it that make it just look absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, well if it's just to modify how it looks.
You can get mods that'll just like bring it into full 4K.
That'll probably
great.
Tasty. Yeah. Well, yeah, I could play it in 4K on this setup. I remember dog meat. I remember making dog meat cyborg, and that's one of the things I do remember in Fallout Vegas. New Vegas was making dog meat. Dog meat's my favorite fucking.
It's like in every game too.
NPC, he's awesome.
Yep.
Dog meat is the best.
Dog meat's great.
Even the old Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 and Tactics. There was a dog meat character in it.
The AI in Vegas, and maybe maybe in 3 or 4. The AI in the ones where it was all first person was kind of annoying sometimes, because he really liked to go get blown up on your explosives and stuff. Like God,
dog meat was killing me so often in 4.
Fitch.
But I love
all
you
the time.
So like,
just run ahead and there's a landmine.
Yeah,
I'm dead now.
Damn it, dog meat. I gotta reload again. Is that Lily?
Yeah, that's Lily. There might be something outside the window. We don't know, but she has to tell me that there just might be something out there.
Yeah, well, she can take care of it. You're fine.
Yeah.
But so I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, but you used to have a podcast, and it was around the same time that we had you on our show, Tank Podcast, aka was it Two Average Nerdy Chicks? I think it was TANC.
Yep.
And I think the last episode was a tribute to Alan Rickman.
It was, yep.
Which is, that's admirable. I fucking love Alan Rickman. But are there any plans to bring it back or start another podcast?
So right now, the topic has came up multiple times over the years with both me and Amy, and we've thrown around the idea. We loved having that creative outlet, but just finding the time to squeeze it in, it's like, I don't know how you guys do it. I'm really impressed.
Well, I mean, yeah,
no children probably is the first thing.
Well, that probably does make a difference.
I was gonna say that, but yeah, yeah, no, it's still a challenge, because we do. Some of us have lives, not me, but like Kat and Subly have lives. The rest of us don't.
This all makes sense now.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also funny too, because like when we had you on originally, Bubba, it was just me, Bubba, and Sal. And Bubba, I felt like Bubba was our training wheels for like being hosts. He did a great job at that, and we have to have him back on the show. I miss him, but and he still exists. He's still alive. We've since it was like 3 episodes after you were on, we added Kat to the show. So Kat's been on the show for just as long as the last time you've been on the show. And Subly, her anniversary was like, I don't know,
a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, like a month or 2 ago. And I had this rule that we're not allowed to have remote hosts because of all of the technological issues and problems and all that stuff. When the pandemic came, humans were just like, no, we're going to solve that right now, because we have to be able to continue to work, continue to do everything during a pandemic where we can't be physically in the same room. And then Subly became best friends with Kat, and here we are today. But yeah, if you're interested in doing another show, just let us know. We have all the experience, and unfortunately though, we don't have a way to make time exist beyond what our lives will permit, but we've done pretty good with that. And
well, if you find a machine that just makes time, let me know.
I'm working
I could use
on
one
it.
Of those.
Working on it. Like we're
it'd be great.
We'll make time. I mean, you made time to be on today.
I scheduled it, and then I forgot to respond to your invite, and I kept going, I have to respond to the invite, and I kept forgetting to respond to the invite. And I did yesterday.
So, and a funny story about that, I literally, and everybody else can attest to this, all week this week, I was even telling my wife, I was like, okay, I'm recording on Friday. I put it on the calendar because like I did this whole scheduling thing where I was like, I'm going to put all of the shows in advance for like the year on the calendar, whether we have a topic or not, or a guest or not. We're going to put slots for the entire thing, and everybody's going to respond as best they can, so that we have at least something in place. And I remembered. I was like, we're recording today on Friday and the beginning of the week. And then I was like, yesterday I was like, oh fuck, Jenay's going to be on. I scheduled Jenay to be on the show. Like yesterday, I was like, fuck.
Surprise.
But it worked out because we fucking do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I was ready to wing this whole thing, so
yeah, and it works. It works every time.
Just a wing and a prayer.
Yeah. we're living on a prayer.
Yeah.
But thank you so much again for being on the show, and would definitely want to have you back in the future sooner than
8 years.
Yeah,
you don't want to wait another 8 years?
Sooner than 8 years. But you know, is there anything you want to promote on the show? Like I know you have an Instagram where you promote all of your beers that you're hanging out with.
I mean, I actually totally that was just one of the, when I think about doing it, I do it. But yeah, it's called Brews and Bubbles, and it's maybe once a month if I remember. So I don't know if it's worth
booze
promoting.
Drinking, right?
That goes to show you, like,
shit,
I feel like
I'm gonna put that on Instagram.
I feel like it was more beer than that. Like,
well, it feels like that because on Facebook I basically put any beer I drink on there, but the Instagram's supposed to be beer in the bath, so it's Brews and Bubbles.
Oh, okay,
beer
that
in the
makes
bath.
sense. Oh, that makes sense now. I understand.
It's kind of complement to like the shower beer.
Yes, and okay, so my wife suggested, and we did this at a certain point. We improved our shower situation by adding like these containers where you would have like your shampoo and your body wash. You just pump it onto your scrubby whatever. But we also added a cup holder.
Nice. Every shower should come with a cup holder.
Yes, so you can have your shower beer or cocktail depending on how you felt that day, if it was a really bad week or a really good week, you know. And both of those aren't mutually exclusive to whether you had a beer or a cocktail, but you know. But yeah, thank you again for being on the show, and we'll have you on again soon.
I hope so. Thanks again for inviting me back. It's nice to interact and
with people,
get into this a little bit. And
we're robots.
I don't know what I'm gonna do next time, especially if we wait 8 years, because I probably won't have a child to figure this out for me. I might have to like watch YouTube videos or something.
Yeah, she'll have moved out by then.
Right. But yeah, thanks again for having me.
And thank you for joining us. And for our listeners, go check out episode 27 of Strength in Gaming on Strength in Gaming. Actually, back then it was called Strengthcast, before we understood SEO and how search engines worked. Now we're just Strength in Gaming. But check out Jenay.
I think there might be 8-track tapes of
yes. And we're on Zune. We're on Zune. After that, I remember that being such a funny thing when I was like, I'm gonna get us on every platform. I emailed the people at Zune, Microsoft Zune, and the guy that received my email was like so grateful, like he had never received an email about adding something to their platform. And I'm pretty sure Zune's dead at this point. Like, 8-track tape is more popular than Zune at this point.
So basically, you can find this episode in an antique store.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to be on
to your local retro game store,
wax
and
cylinders,
you'll find this,
not the actual
episode.
LPs, original wax cylinders.
Yeah. No, I've upgraded to laser discs, Al. We're gonna I'm gonna get this on laser disc this time.
It has to be bundled with the original of Star Wars.
But we used to have sayings on the show that we don't anymore. Now all I say is good night, you motherfucking nerds.
Do I say it back?
You can.
Oh,
like.
Well, I mean, good night, you motherfucking nerds.
Thank you. That's awesome. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you so much to all the nerds that listened. You can find us at strengthengaming.com or email us at info@strcast.com.
Wait, hold on. Let me open this and get the loud noise out of the way.
Oh, okay. That's a good noise. I think that opened up the show. I think is what it did.
Well, if you want, I got another one. If we need a second take.
Oh no, you could just keep doing it.
Pop both of them at the same time and chug them at once.
Yeah, just bust a stone cold